Hi guys, Raynal here, and today we'll be doing some pickup match. Now, I consider myself to be a much better manual player than auto player. I've invested a lot of efforts into understanding how to play the game manually, and as for auto, I've only been in the very competitive guild battle scene for a short while, so I'm still learning to figure that stuff out, and then my arena practice is good and all, but arena, you can pick your enemies, so it's a lot different than what we'll be getting here, where we'll kind of have to go with it, with what the game offers us. So before we dive into the matches, I want to show you my picks and then how I set up my initial positions and why, and hopefully that helps you figure out what you want to do with your account. But as I said, I'm not as big a pro in this as I would be in some other game modes. So here we go. My team, I have the win team. It is what I would like to run. It's my strongest team, it's the one I use in guild battle the most, and it is the one that I believe has the most chance to bring me victory. Especially against light, I feel like this team usually performs very well. So if I end up fighting an enemy that has a very powerful light squad, this is what I'll be using. Oberon is here in case of lightning, so if they do have a 3-man lightning team, they want to run some Cloud, Ibarra, Charlotte shenanigans, he's there to make sure this doesn't completely screw me over. And for the same reason, Winter Mashari is there in case of ice. So if there's an ice team, she is built with 80% ice resistant, and she should be able to burst the ice team by herself if need be. And then finally, you see my super high level 89 Valentine Solir. I do not plan on using her. She is there for a single reason. If Wind is my strongest team, I expect other players to also have Wind as a strongest team. And then if they see my Valentine Solir, perhaps they'll be scared and they won't use it, because we know how strong she is and how much she wrecks the she wrecks the Wind teams. So it's really a way to make sure the other players see her, and then they probably don't know mine isn't built and expect some ice on my team. If you're curious to know how I set my teams, well, here we go. The Wind team is designed to be accurate as much as possible, so we have Typhon and the 9S VC, and then we have Araman for a little bit of tankiness. Joom has Demon Wall. She is my anti-light character, so that is the way she's set up. She also has a lot of spirit and slash resistance. We want her to survive, ideally. That's her role. If she kills an enemy, good, but we have other characters that can deal significant damage. Luartha is there with an Alexandrite ring. She should not miss very often, and one form of AP refresh if need be. I find that Oberon performs a lot better with bells, and Luartha should not need to attack that often, so I find that it's less of an issue to not give her a lot of AP generation. Then re-raise on Halloween Lila, because what is better for her? And then finally, Winter Mashari. I would love to give her bells, but I can't because I already have them on Oberon, so I went for the next best thing and some AP generation right there. And then she has Ifrit, because if I'm ever going to be running her with Oberon, it will increase his offense quite a bit, and then it also increases Joom's offense a little bit, so it's not entirely wasted no matter which team I put her in. So that's the general idea here. This is the initial placement I've decided to use for these matches. So I know my slot 1 will be in the corner here, in the safer corner. My slot 2 is my tank, so they also always have to be in front. And the main reason is this is a short map. The enemies will be very close away, and they can be in range to attack from turn 1. So having a tank up in front helps me not getting AoE'd or killed before I have the chance to use anything. So that's really the purpose here. And then Luartha can potentially run up and start throwing spears at the enemies from very early in the fight, which is a good position to be in. And if she can't, well, she'll be increasing accuracy or giving some other buffs to my Halloween Little Leela, which is also fine. Then same thing for Halloween Little Leela, she can potentially dash across the map and start hitting early on, but ideally I want her to use re-raise before going into the fight, so for this reason she is not running Shikuchi for me. Now, well, let's go and actually fight. So guess we talked about what we wanted to, so time to queue up for match 1. This is my first time experiencing it, and I haven't watched that many videos about the game mode, so I'm quite curious what we'll see. So while we get the loading, if you're wondering what Spooky Night's Sentencer comes from, it's the Halloween Frederica 10,000 times used thing, so that's how I got it. I think it's a pretty neat title. So here, Dark or Earth. I mean, clearly they're going to go for Dark, but I am fine with that, and I am willing to fight them with my Wind team. So that's what I'll pick. They are ready. I am ready. So let's just hope that their starting position does not allow them to completely obliterate part of my team before before we start. I really wonder what we'll start seeing in this mode. I kind of like that every player is starting at the same rank. It feels a bit different from class match in that regards.
Are you prepared to lose your lives?
Feels like they don't have a preset starting positions, so that could give us a little bit of an edge. So far we've tanked a hit on Joom. That wasn't that bad, but Luartha just suicided right from the start. So we're definitely at a huge disadvantage right here. This makes me wonder if Luartha has the right setup. In my practice matches, it was pretty good, but now it's looking pretty grim for this first match, and it feels like with their starting position, maybe this enemy didn't prepare that as much as I did, but they're still getting the edge. Let's see if we can somehow make it. Nope, we are getting popped by Dark. Okay, interesting first match. Definitely did not go well. Well, let's queue up again. I don't feel like we need to make any adjustments here. I feel like we still need to learn what these matches are going to be before we go. Clearly, losing a match is unfortunate, but at least it was our first match, so we're not losing a win streak. I believe there's a win streak system in the pickup match, just like there is in class matches. I could be wrong, though. Again, first time experiencing this. So Big Bad Wolf. I don't think they're going to be running their lone Visolier against us. We could choose to run Winter Mashery, but if they go for full Light Team, we will need all the power our Wind Team has. So let's just take the bet that they're not using her, and if they are, well, we might have a bit of an issue. The Light Team is the one that scares me the most in this map because of the power of Jaden early on. Like, he has the ability to just reach and start attacking just about anyone from the first turns, and his damage is hard to survive. So they did choose to pick one ice unit. It's not that bad because Visolier does die fairly quickly to June, so it's not like she makes a huge difference in those matches. But let's see what happens. Chooses to draw the Bombardment of Love before we have Shell on, so that could actually be a kill. It's not, but it's still pretty bad, and then naturally she dodges our attack from June. So I don't think I can think of a worse start for a match like this. Their Elena gets the chance to use Courage, and at that point we haven't even begun to hit their tank. This guy plays twice. I hope they're grouped enough that we can hit two. There we go. So we finally pop one Courage, but we will have to find a way to deal with Elena with our Halloween Lolita, who's not the most accurate member of our party. Do we hit? Yes, but Courage is still there. She increases her evasion, and now we really need to land that hit, but Axiom does it. Okay. Match 1 was a defeat, but at least we won match number 2. Pretty close, though. Well, let's queue up again. I just changed the match speed to 1.5, because I would love to be able to comment a little bit better on the matches. This one, too light, lightning, a bit of everything. I feel like they're going to use their lightning this time, so here's what I'll do. I'll do Leela, Joom, and Oberon. And then hopefully Oberon is able to fight the lightning guys a little bit better. They might surprise me by going with the Tifa. I'm not too sure. It's a very fun matchup. Kind of wish we had more time to think about it, but at least this is a lot less time consuming than class matches are, so kind of an edge. They did go for double lightning and light, so I'm pretty happy I decided to pick Oberon as my my third member here. So here we'll start moving. Oh, AP refresh on Elena, so she'll never run out of AP. And my opponent did queue up at times too, so I guess I'm gonna have to go quickly with my comments this time again. Stormwind Rend from Joom is a great first move, but then Oberon's not in range to move to hit the enemy team, and he groups with Joom, so he's gonna be taking AoE attacks immediately. I really don't like his movement in our specific team. Let's see what happens here, though. Fortunately for us, Joom moves away from Oberon, so we have a little bit of leeway, and they're now attacking us with pretty low damage from the other guys. So Iroh finishes Elena, who had not used Courage, and at that point I'm pretty confident in our victory. It's not like Cloud and Charlotte can deal with Oberon that well, so we should be able to finish them off pretty quick. There we go. Now on to match 4. So far, lots of light, but it's been surprisingly diverse. I really did not think many people would be running dark teams, for instance. So I don't quite have a reaction to those. Well, we'll see what happens. Light and dark are inherently the best teams to use because they don't have a natural counter, so you can run them no matter what. I would be very weak against an ice team, but hopefully no one will run a full ice team against mine. And then as we've seen before, Valentine Solier can be dealt with using magical attacks, so she's not completely destroying our teams. This guy, he's going to be running wind no matter what, so that's going to be quite interesting. I feel like he'll pick maybe the mages and Joom. I'm not too sure. We'll see. But this is my team, so here we go. We've both picked. I was considering doing as he did, but I was too afraid to run into ice and lose a win streak, so I ended up choking. But running only different wind options did seem fun. It could allow me to build either evasion or more bulky teams on the fly, depending on what I need. So they did go for double mages and a Joom, so all the newest units. Let's see how they're set. Limiter off, so no re-raise on Leela. For me, that's a pretty huge edge our team is going to have. We do get one buff off, and I wonder if Moore is already able to hit us. Yes, she is. So Divine Toxicology, fortunately for us, no poison landing right there. She's going to take one hit, and then probably go down right here. So we already have a pretty big edge, where one of their characters is out very early in the fight. Now, our Luartha will have a chance to hit, and she does a surprising amount of damage on Joom. Decreases healing power. I wonder if their Joom is set up to ever heal or not. Oh, she has her limit break turned on. Now, I typically turn off Joom's limit break because I find that it uses way too much AP for her to perform well. But in this instance, it seems to have been a pretty good choice for them because it set them for success. Now, they're going to get full life on their Moore. And mine is not set as a white mage because I really want my Halloween Little Leela to be offensive. But their timing for the full life was great. She took a turn immediately upon coming back, which not only resets the chain, but also gives her a chance to hit me. So far, I get the feeling that they're going to win. I'm not too sure how I can turn this around at that point. Already in channel, so they take down my Joom, and now they basically have to kill my Halloween Little Leela twice, which could be hard, but they have all three of their members to do that. So here we go. One of them is down, but their Leela's still alive by a very thin margin, so at that point they will win the match. Unless my Leela gets a lucky dodge, which realistically should not happen. Very interesting team. Didn't expect the full life to change things around that much. Well, this has not been going that well, already 2 losses, but let's see what we get with our third match. I'm starting to wonder if I should make some major adjustments to the way we play. This guy has a very random setup. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but no big ice threats, so no reason to make a change. So it's interesting. Over the 5 matches we've done, I've picked the win team every time, one of them having Oberon in instead of Luartha. So I'm starting to feel like maybe I should make some changes to my other members because they're not that useful. It's an interesting question. And maybe replacing Visolier for a ice unit that can actually kill wind teams would be a better idea. Then again, the one player that did play wind against me, well, he didn't have the option to switch out, so maybe the intimidation factor did not kick in. I really wonder, against that previous match, what could I have changed that would have made a better outcome? I feel like my Luartha dies too quickly. She does the insane damage she is supposed to do, but doesn't do much more than that. So here's single earth, single dark, single fire. Really curious to see if that Ruined Stern will have a significant amount of damage in a team where he's not paired with other allies of his element. But there we go, bunch of buffs, we're going to start hitting. That almost takes out Winter Venera, who is technically a very tanky unit, so yeah, you can tell that against Earth units, she doesn't do as well. Hazard rendered misses, and I'm not built for evasion, so I have to think this player is at a lower level probably than my account is, and this was not the best of matchups for them. There we go, Aaron Scissor, and we'll finish off Rain with Luartha, I think, in just a minute there. So definitely not as competitive of a final match. Interesting day overall. This is definitely short and sweet matches. So all in all, terrible end of day points. If you look at a lot of people have rank 1 and they're at 140 points. So we are way far behind these people already after one day, but hopefully it's going to stabilize as we go. The one thing that I find very interesting is because of how small the map is, these matches don't last long at all. It's just everybody rushes in, and it's a huge damage check on the rest of the team. So I'll be considering what changes I have to adjust for tomorrow, but if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm very curious to see where this will go. I would love to rank highly, but yeah, not my specialty, so we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.